Hey everybody, Pastor Alton here from Knox Presbyterian Church in Midland. I just wanted to check in with everybody. It's a bit of a crazy time, and of course, we aren't able to meet the way we normally do. So, I wanted to make sure everybody's doing okay and let you know I'm doing okay. A bit of good news is that I get my cast off in 2 weeks. So, I only have 2 more weeks of hobbling around on this cast and letting my wife wait on me hand and foot. I wanted to just say a few things that have been in my mind over the past few days since last Sunday. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who joined us for the live stream. It was a lot of fun. I was actually kind of nervous. I think Jerry was too as we put it together, and I don't know why. It was just Jerry and me in my living room. But the overwhelming support and so many people showing up from Knox, from the church up the street in Victoria Harbor, from a sister church in Hillsdale, and all around, actually around Canada and around the world. We had all kinds of people show up, and that was great. I was driving through Elmvale a few days ago, and I was driving by the grocery store. And when I say I was driving, I mean I was being chauffeured by my wife. And so I had lots of time to look around, and I noticed that on the sign just outside the grocery store in Elmvale was a sign. And on that sign, it said, "We're doing the best that we can." And I just thought that was a honest, brutally honest, genuine sign if I've ever seen one. We're doing the best that we can. It must be unbelievably hard to be in any service, whether in the hospital or in a grocery store or a gas station or really anywhere. And I think it's important for us to remember that people are just doing the best that they can. We might be getting a little bit grumpy these days. We might have short tempers. If you've got kids at home, believe me, I know it isn't easy. But just remember that everybody around you is just doing the best that they can. The second thing I want to remember is that this too shall pass. One of my favorite verses in the Bible, actually, it happens many times, is the verse that says, "And it came to pass." And of course, in that situation, it just means, and then it happened. But I've always thought it was one of my favorite verses because it reminds me that this will eventually pass. Nothing lasts forever, and this social distancing will not last forever. So I try to remind myself of that at some point, this too shall pass. The third thing that I'm remembering, or trying to remember and tell myself these days, is to dwell on things that are positive. There's this Bible verse, it's Philippians 4 6 to 8. And it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." So whenever you get anxious, bring that anxiety to God. Just talk to Him about it. He wants to hear about it. You don't have to pretend that you're not anxious. You don't have to pretend to God that you have it all together. And honestly, you don't have to pretend to your family or your friends either that you don't have anxiety about what's going on, because you probably do, and they probably do as well. Well, the passage continues, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." It, it's almost as if God desires to guard our hearts and minds. And I think that's because He does. He wants us to be healthy. He wants us to be people who are mature. He wants us to be people who are of sound mind. And so when we bring our requests to Him, He'll help us with that in a way that transcends all understanding. And then it continues saying, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." And so, I mean, that is practical advice if I've ever heard it. All in this passage about anxiety. If you are anxious, bring your prayers and petitions to God. Let God heal your heart, but also do your part as well. Think about things that are lovely and noble and true. There is so much crap out there today. You know what? I don't go on Facebook anymore, really, unless it's to update the Knox page, because there's so much negativity. Our public leaders will get up and say, here's what we're trying to do to help. And the comment section will just be about how they're letting us down. They should do this. They should do that. It is so easy to be critical, and it's really hard to lead. Trust me. It is so much easier to be critical than to try to help. I'm so encouraged by those who are thinking positively and also acting positively. You know, our soup kitchen wasn't going to be able to help out anybody on Tuesday, but a couple people jumped in and they put together some bag lunches and handed out over 30 bag lunches. And I heard a report that some people came by taxi and they were just so grateful to find that there was food at the soup kitchen. And in these trying times, it's just hard sometimes to be positive. But remember to guard your heart and mind. The Lord is partnering with you in that. Stay positive. Think about good things. Make sure you're in your word, because there's so much good stuff in there. Maybe take the next week to read through the Gospel of John, or take this downtime to find an opportunity to reconnect with prayer. I think that would be a positive thing, so much better than getting on Facebook or whatever and just spewing out negativity. Anyway, folks, if you made it this far, God bless you. I hope that you're having a good week. If you need anything, let the elders know. We're here to help. We truly are. We truly care about you. And I hope you'll join us again in my living room this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. because Jerry and I will be here, and we'll meet with you and we'll worship the Lord together. Until then, be strong, have peace, and be safe. God bless.